everyone. My name is Desiree Manzanares, and I'm with the El Paso Chamber. Today on our Facebook Live, we have Ben Miranda. He is the Director of Operations and Impact and Business Development with the Cohen Military Family and Endeavors. But Ben, I know you have a ton of other titles. You are so well known in the veteran community, standing up for veterans' needs and for soldiers' needs. Can you tell us a little bit more about your other titles?
Yeah, so good morning, or good afternoon already, and thank you for having me. I'm Ben Miranda. I'm the Director of Operational Impact and Business Development for Endeavors, and I also oversee outreach efforts for the Stephen A. Cohen Military Family Clinic here in El Paso. In addition to that, I also serve as a commissioner for the Texas Military Preparedness Commission, appointed by Governor Abbott, and I'm also the co-chair for the El Paso Chamber's Military and Veterans Advisory Committee and the 151st Community Veterans Engagement Board. In addition to that, I also sit as a vice chair for the El Paso County's Veteran Advisory Board, and I'm a board member for the El Paso Homeless Coalition.
My goodness, how do you make time for all of this? You must have a
yeah. One of the good things is that it all relates to each other. Whenever you talk about military and veteran issues, regardless of where you sit, you always have in mind veteran in our military communities. So it's a great platform for the community to come together, whether you're at the county, the city, at the state level, or even with nonprofit organizations, to be able to really focus on what we do to serve our military communities and our veteran communities.
And I know that many veterans within the community and current active duty soldiers really look up to you and look to you for guidance. So on behalf of El Paso and all of our service members, I'd like to say thank you so much for all that you do for them. And just so that everyone remembers, this is a Facebook Live session. Mr. Miranda is here to answer your questions. If you are a veteran or a member of the military, if you have a friend that is, and you have questions about what is going on right now during this time of coronavirus, where everything is moving at such a quick pace, we really encourage you to ask your questions. They will be read live. So please go ahead and write in your questions. I'll be able to access them, and Ben will be able to answer them. Okay, Ben, so what types of service is your clinic offering, and how do you figure out if you can qualify for any of these services?
Yeah, so thank you. Endeavors has 3 clinics that are part of the Cohen Veterans Network, which is a nonprofit organization that primarily serves veterans and their families. The CVN has 15 clinics across the country, and what we do is we focus on improving mental health outcomes. With our goal is to build a network of outpatient mental health clinics for veterans and their families in high-need communities. We have trained clinicians that really deliver holistic evidence care to treat mental health conditions. An interesting thing about our clinics is that our clinics are focused here to really serve primarily post 9/11 veterans, their family members of active duty service members. This includes any person who served in the U.S. Armed Forces, to include the National Guard and the reserves. But importantly, one of the things that we pride ourselves is that we will serve any veteran regardless of role or discharge status. In addition, the veteran gets to define who their family member is. We will see the family, we will see their children, their spouses, their caregiver, the boyfriend, girlfriend, partner. So interestingly, it's the veteran who defines who the family member is. We will see the family, we will see their children, their spouses, their care.
Perfect. Okay, so along with those services that you're offering, are you seeing an increase in demand for services at the clinic right now?
You know, we have. The Cohen Veteran Network just released a pulse study that we did, which looked at the mental health of America during the pandemic. And I could tell you, with more than 90% of the U.S. population under some form of stay-at-home order, in the social distancing, placed as of all the way till April the 30th, the situation is beginning to impact the mental health of our Americans. This survey that was done to more than 2,000 people, which included a lot of adults, was a comprehensive snapshot of the mindset of Americans surrounding mental health during the pandemic. I want to share some key findings with you that we just did on this survey. Again, this survey was done to a little bit more than 2,000 people through the Cohen Veterans Network. And I could share with you that 70% of Americans are concerned about their physical health, while 58% of them are concerned about their mental health because of the social distancing. Also, 80% of Americans worry that people who need mental health services won't be able to get help. 2/3, which 64% of the report, people say they feel anxious. Half cite feeling lonely or isolated and having trouble sleeping as a result of the pandemic. 81% think that the pandemic will have a negative impact on the mental health of our Americans. And 88% think that it's more important for Americans to have access to mental health care as a result of this pandemic. Now, in just a few weeks since our network went 100% telehealth, we've seen a 472% increase in telehealth sessions. We've been able to do over 1,465 clinical sessions in the last couple of weeks since we've gone remotely and doing telehealth sessions. So there's a need out there, and we're here to fill that need, that whenever our veterans or family members, as defined by the veterans, we're here to serve them with high quality and accessible mental health care. And now during this pandemic, we're doing it via telehealth.
That's a really interesting finding. I know for myself, being at home and having to, just stay indoors and being advised to not go outside is pretty difficult. I think in El Paso, we have that added benefit, most of us, where we have our backyards that we can go to, but, areas where, soldiers may be coming in or soldiers may be going out, that must be really difficult.
It is difficult.
Do you have any suggestions for what people can do?
Yeah, especially during isolation, especially, if we have soldiers that are, doing isolation in their dorms, that don't have a backyard, don't have a front. One of the things that's recommended is for them to continue to be active, to really set a routine. Routines work really well, and not just only for our military community, but for any community, for us to be able to say, I'm going to be able to wake up at this time, and from this time to this time, I'm going to be able to focus on these general areas and then continue to set a routine, because routines do work. And we have to vary our routines during this pandemic, because one of the things we have to make sure is that we continue to stay engaged during our routine. And how do we continue to stay engaged? We continue to stay engaged by making phone calls and checking up on people, hearing other people's voices, or FaceTiming someone live and just checking up on them, and continue to see how you can continue to serve, even though you're not there physically, but continue to serve by being the voice of reasoning, or by just encouraging and providing a word of encouragement to other people that are around you.
And that's something that I know often helps is, even if you feel like you're the one who needs assistance, by helping others, you feel as though you're being a part of something, you're doing something bigger than yourself.
That's true. A lot of times the best thing that we can do as we're dealing with depression, anxiety, or just not feeling all there today, the best thing that we can do is serve. But how do you serve when you're confined to a particular location? You serve by calling other people. You serve by checking up on other people. Or we ourselves, if we know that we haven't heard from someone in a day or two, pick up the phone and call that person and just check up on them.
That's great advice. Okay, so let's say I'm a veteran or I'm a member of the family, and I would like to schedule a telehealth appointment. I realize that I'm not doing well. I'm not able to keep routines. I'm very anxious. How do I go about scheduling this telehealth?
Yeah. So if you're in crisis, or anybody's in crisis, our coin clinics will see you on the same day. During the COVID-19 outbreak, our coin clinics are operating 100% via telehealth appointments. I want to talk a little bit about how telehealth works, and then I'll share everybody the telephone number in our webpage where you can reach us. So telehealth offers face-to-face video therapy that addresses everything from depression, anxiety, post-traumatic stress, sleep problems, adolescent behavioral issues, relationship and family stress, and more. We use a secure, private, HIPAA-compliant video conference software to ensure confidential services are conducted. Telehealth is easily accessible through a smartphone, tablet, or computer, so we try to make it easy and very transparent. Now, therapy via telehealth has been shown to be equally as effective as in-person therapy. So if you or anybody that you know that would like to get more information or would like to schedule an intake with us, you could schedule an appointment by calling this number, 833-286-8387. And I'll repeat it again, It's 833-286-8387. Or you can contact our clinic in El Paso directly at area code 915-320-1390. I'll repeat our local number here in El Paso, area code 915-320-1390. Or you could visit us on our webpage, which is EP, as in El Paso, epclinic@endeavors.org. You could send us an email there. You could visit us at endeavors.org. And I'll share those numbers at the end of our conversation as well.
Yes, and we'll have them in our comment section as well, so that anyone who views this video, whether it be right now live or it be later on when they're watching it, we'll have the numbers typed out for them in the comment section.
Perfect.
Okay, so they can go ahead and give a call, send an email, visit you in person, reach out anyway, anytime, and they can get that appointment.
Yes, anytime.
Okay. So our community just finalized what you had mentioned, the veteran needs assessment. And I know that we found some really interesting things going on in that as well. So how are we going to use the information from the assessment to make sure that our veterans and our active duty military are being treated with what they need the most?
Yes, in collaboration with the El Paso County, the City of El Paso, the El Paso Chamber, and Endeavors, we were able to do a research-based needs assessment to pinpoint exact needs that our veterans and our family need in the community. We developed 13 subcommittees that in turn, they developed very specific questions that address 4 core areas: education, employment, quality of life, and healthcare, to include mental health. And in those areas, we focus on things such as homelessness and other focus areas that veterans and our military families deal with on a day-to-day basis. We're going to analyze this information and share this information in the coming weeks with employers, nonprofit organizations, education institutions, local and state organizations. And we're going to be able to formalize a strategic plan to be able to continue to serve our veterans and our families with quality services, but more importantly, to be able to see what gaps of services are in our communities so we can continue to be the capital community of veterans here in El Paso, Texas. Now, we will have an outbrief from our collaborative partner that assisted us in doing this research-based needs assessment, which is Combined Arms Houston. And they're going to be providing us an outbrief at the end of this month. Once we get an outbrief with all the data and all the components that we receive from this needs assessment, in collaboration with the El Paso Chamber and the Community Veterans Engagement Board, we will develop a strategic plan to address all these gaps of services found in the Veteran Needs Assessment to provide solutions to fill these gaps.
Perfect. So the results from this survey are going to be used to directly assist El Paso veterans and El Paso active duty military in what they have shared is what they believe to be the most important issues that they face.
That's correct. We're going to be able to get information and to be able to, we got responses from over 1,600 veterans and family members. Our goal was to receive 1,000 responses, but we were able to receive over 1,600. That's amazing, because we're going to be able to hear the voices of over 1,600 people that represent our veteran and military community and their families. And we're going to hear directly from them to say, this is what our needs are. This is this is the good things that our community are doing. But at the same time, these are the things that we continue to need. So we're going to be able to analyze that information, develop a strategic plan to put things in place so we can continue to be the best community for our veterans and their families.
I mean, that sounds like the most brilliant idea. Was it difficult to put together this assessment? Was it something, I know you said that we had a lot of people turn out, more than what we had anticipated, which is great. But I know that this, developing the questions and making sure that they are really capturing a snapshot of what veterans need right now, I know that has to be you have to be pretty precise with that.
We were, and the good thing is we had some experts that helped our community, like I mentioned, Combined Arms Houston, and also the University of Texas in Austin assisted us. We had Dr. Bora, which is a researcher from UT, that led the efforts in putting this questionnaire together to be able to send it out to our entire veteran and military community. It took some time. I could tell you from start to end, from the time that we started talking to the county, the city, the chamber, in collaboration with the Community Veterans Engagement Board as well, It took us about 8 months to really finalize and pinpoint a really good assessment that we saw that, okay, this is the right assessment with the right questions, and then we send it out. The assessment was live for about 6 weeks. And in that 6 week period, like I said, we received over 1,600 responses. So I'm very excited and anxious to see what kind of response we got from our veteran community. But more importantly, I'm ready to put some action into the responses that we got from our veterans and their families.
That's great. I mean, like I said when we started the interview, you know, you're such an advocate for the military community. I think that this really drives home that point. You know, you put in the time and the effort to make sure that we have an accurate survey that really gets to the needs of what military and veterans feel as though is at the forefront for them. And so, I mean, I'm just as excited as you are to really get this into action. So I know there's also some really good news. The city of El Paso has just received a grant, and I know you played a big role in that. So will you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, so a little bit. I want to share a little bit of the history of the Texas Military Preparedness Commission, and then I'll share the great news that we just received in our community last week. So, established in 2003 by the 78th Texas Legislature, the Texas Military Preparedness Commission's goal is to preserve, protect, expand, and attract new military mission assets to our installations. Additionally, the Texas Military Preparedness Commission encourages defense-related businesses to come to Texas and do business with Texas. So our focus here in El Paso is we want defense-related businesses to come to El Paso. So that's the great work that, in collaboration with the chamber, the city, the county, we want good defense businesses to come to our community. Now, I can share this great story and good news. The city of El Paso, Fort Bliss, and the El Paso Water are recipients of a $2 million grant that will help further secure the future water supply for our residents, visitors, in the growing region that we have in our military community here with Fort Bliss. As we all know, the saying goes, Fort Bliss is El Paso and El Paso is Fort Bliss. I can tell you this grant will support the expansion of the K. Bailey Hutchinson Desalination Plant in Far East El Paso, which opened in 2007 to serve El Paso and Fort Bliss. Now, the plant, it's amazing because this plant produces more than 27.5 million gallons of fresh drinking water daily. So we're very excited that our community was able to receive this grant. The grant was awarded and announced by Governor Abbott on April the 1st. And El Paso is one of 6 Texas military communities selected to receive the Defense Economic Adjustment Assistance Grant from the Texas Military Preparedness Commission.
Wow, that is such a great deal. I know, I had the great honor of working for Congressman Reyes when I had just graduated college, and he himself was a veteran, a big advocate, still is, for the veteran community and growing Fort Bliss, making sure that it had a place and it was getting its due impact when it was talked about in DC. So that's wonderful that we'll be able to ensure the growth of Fort Bliss. We'll be able to ensure that military members and their families will look at El Paso as somewhere that they want to stay, is somewhere secure, and it's somewhere that they're going to be able to invest their future in. So that's really great.
Yes, definitely.
So I know I'm not a veteran. I'm not active duty in the military. I do come from a family of veterans though, but as just anyone who wants to help out and lend a helping hand, what do civilians do to help out with veterans in the community? What can we do?
The best thing to do is, as I mentioned earlier, when we were focusing our veteran needs assessment, we focused on 4 core areas: education, quality of life, business, which employment, and also healthcare to include mental health. Here, very specifically, and how can we continue to support our veterans and their families here in our El Paso community? It's one simple word: hire them. Veterans and their spouses have many unique workforce talents, and the best thing we can do is to hire them here in our community. Because as they transition out of Fort Bliss, or if a military member or family decide to come back home, like I did after 25 years of service, I came back to El Paso, we want to hire them. I am proud to say that Endeavors is the recipient of the Texas Workforce Commission's We Hire Vets program. So this program recognizes Texas employers for their commitment to hiring veterans. So if our Texas employers hire 10% or more of veterans, they could get this recognition from the Texas Workforce Commission, So I highly recommend that anybody that is interested in hiring veterans, or if they know they already have a population of 10% or more veterans, to go to the website, the Texas Workforce Commission website, and apply for the We Hire Vets program. You know, veterans and families and spouses of veterans, like I said, we have unique talents from STEM career fields, from on the ground career fields, leadership, management. We're strategic thinkers. So take a chance, hire a veteran or a spouse of a veteran. That's how we can help veterans and our family members here in our community. Hire them.
Perfect. So make sure you get yourself some veterans, make sure that you have them employed. And I know, one of the amazing things about service members is not only their commitment to, serving our country and being there, but really they're so diligent. They're so able to, be flexible, and they're great. They've had to work with other soldiers to accomplish a huge mission bigger than themselves. So they have that ability to really, enhance your business and really, bring out the best in it.
Definitely. We're resilient, we're adaptable, and we bring a lot of value to organizations.
We actually have Scott Lynch. He is a veteran himself. So, I can tell you, he puts together all our Facebook. He is like our go-to for everything. So I can personally attest to that being absolutely true.
Yeah, that's right. Scott's phenomenal.
He is. Anything I ever have questions about, he always somehow knows the answer. It's insane. So just one final question. Can you tell us what else Endeavors is doing? Endeavors is really making an impact in El Paso. You guys are really putting the needs of veterans at the forefront. You guys are really representing them well. And Endeavors is very lucky to have you, if I may say so myself. So what else are y'all doing?
Yeah, Endeavors is a family of programs that weaves creative ideas with measurable outcomes to build social and common good. Ultimately, we empower people to build better lives. That's our goal. We want to empower people to build better lives for their families, themselves, and for the communities. We focus on 6 core areas, and I'll talk about these 6 core areas that really identify who Endeavors is. Primarily, one of our core areas is focused on veteran and military family services. In this specific core area, we provide supportive services for veterans and their families, which focuses on homeless prevention and stabilization, parenting skills, and mental health care. In addition to that, we also focus on mental health care, such as our clinic here in El Paso, the Stephen A. Coyne Military Family Clinic at Endeavors. We bring health care to all veterans and their families, available regardless of role, discharge status, or ability to play. Now, thirdly, another core area where we focus is our community services. Here in our community services, we provide case management. We're in with our clients. We provide clinical services, life skills, training for families, seniors, children, and individuals. In addition to that, we also focus on providing housing services in our communities. What is that? Housing services is where we connect veteran families and those with disabilities to supportive housing, case management, professional counseling, life skills training, and employment opportunity. In addition to that, we also provide supportive employment. This is very important, and that is through our organization within Endeavors called Endeavors Unlimited. Within supportive employment, what we do is we focus in providing staffing services in response to emergent situations and healthcare setting needs. So what we do is we provide supportive employment in professional, custodial, and groundskeeping roles for individuals with disabilities. So we get contracts in our communities that if someone wants to give us a contract to clean their buildings, to do custodial work, to do groundskeeping, anybody can contact Endeavors, and we will place individuals that are dealing with a mental health illness or a disability into the workforce. So it's a win-win from the employer side and from the employee side, because the employer side can contract Endeavors to provide those custodial services, and we will provide the workforce with trained individuals. But again, the unique thing is individuals that are dealing with disabilities and or a mental illness. And finally, we also provide disaster relief. This is important because within Endeavors, we provide client-focused services for short-term relief and long-term recovery in disaster areas. We develop recovery plans. We create safe environments and provide resource referrals for individuals impacted by presidential declared disasters. So those are the 6 focus areas that Endeavors focuses on. That's what we do throughout our communities in Texas, North Carolina, in Florida, and in Puerto Rico.
Wow. So this is, I mean, this is covering all the bases here. This is on parenting skills. This is on how to get your finances in order, mental health, getting adjusted. So really, you guys are covering the whole basis. So, you know, any veteran or military member who feels as though they need guidance on anything really could go to you guys. And if you guys aren't offering it, I'm sure that you would be able to get them in the right direction.
Definitely. Even if we don't provide the services, we have a case management on staff. Even in our clinic, we have our case manager that provides case management to our clients, that if there's a service that they need that's not within our clinic or within our scope of control, we will refer them to someone that's credible within our community, because we want to make sure that no one falls through the cracks. So that's why we do a warm handoff to someone in the community that can assist them, whether it's a housing issue, an employment issue, an education issue. So we love to work collaborative within our community and other partners in our communities to make sure that our clients are served, to ensure that they get back to better and continue to be productive within our communities.
Well, I think it's phenomenal what you guys are doing. I know the El Paso Chamber is so proud to be in partnership with you. You are our chair of our Military and Veteran Affairs Committee. I know that this is something that is very close to your heart. And on behalf of El Paso, I would just like to say thank you for all that you do. You're a very busy man. I know you're running all over the place, but really you are devoted to the cause of veterans, making sure that they get their needs met, making sure that they're set on the right track. And as you said, you know, if you guys don't know where to go, you've made this your mission to be the community outreach for veterans and the voice for them. So thank you so much, Mr. Miranda. Again, this is Ben Miranda. He is the Director of Operations and Impact and Business Development with the Cohen military family at Endeavors. The email and the contact info is in the comments of the Facebook Live chat. So please, if you have any questions, you are able to contact us on this page, and we will get Ben the questions that you have. And if you need anything else, please, as Ben had said, Endeavors is more than happy to assist you in anything you need and point you in the right direction if not. Of course, you can always come to the El Paso Chamber and we'll do the same. So Ben, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much, and thank you for the opportunity. Again, visit our webpage at endeavors.org to learn more about us and how you can continue to serve and how you can help Endeavors to continue to serve our communities too. I'm proud to be an El Pasoan, and I'm proud to be back in my community after serving the Air Force for 25 years. So all I ask for everybody, stay safe, practice our distancing, and please, God bless you all, and I'm proud to be in our community. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.